A woman accidentally overheard her fiancé's secret. It turned out that the man was only marrying her so he could visit his vegetative sister every day. What shocked her even more was that he was doing some filthy and despicable things to his sister who had no consciousness at all. At this moment she finally realized why, no matter how much she lowered her pride to get close to him, he never looked at her straight in the eye. 10 years of sincere dedication turned out to be just a joke. She decided to completely give up on this man, immediately called her mother, and agreed to marry that CEO. Originally the man and the sister were engaged, but 3 years ago the sister became a vegetable, pursued him despite the rumors, never thought that after 10 years of dedication, she still couldn't win his true heart. The reason the CEO had never married was because a few years ago he was hunted by an enemy and lost his male function. Since then his temper had become strange and irritable, and he often beat people for no reason, but to her now it didn't matter who she married. The CEO immediately made a request. Since she agreed to the marriage, she had to first cancel the existing engagement, and he was willing to use a precious medicinal herb that could bring people back from the dead as a betrothal gift. The woman agreed without hesitation. The CEO offered to help resolve the engagement, but she insisted on handling it herself and asked for 10 days. On the other hand, the sister took the medicinal herb, and sure enough she woke up. When the fiancé heard the news, he pushed the woman away and rushed into the ward. This man who had been cold to her was now crazy for the sister. The awakened sister showed no gratitude. Her first question was about their engagement. Seeing everyone's silence, the woman took the initiative to say she had already broken off the engagement. The sister happily threw herself into the man's arms. The woman left the ward in a daze. The fiancé, who had always ignored her feelings, suddenly felt uneasy. He chased after her and said he wanted both of them. He could compensate the sister while keeping her as his fiancé. The woman angrily said, "Now it's me who doesn't want you." After saying that, she turned and left. Her father's favoritism towards the sister was chilling. At the banquet he announced that the sister would take over the company. When guests asked about the woman's share, the father only gave her a shop, but unexpectedly the sister didn't even leave her a bit of the family business. She fought with her father to take back the shop. On this side, the man celebrated the sister's recovery by gifting her the deed to a luxury resort. She couldn't stay for a moment longer. As she turned to leave, the sister chased after her to provoke her, deliberately spilling red wine on herself. The man rushed over and pushed her hard. The broken glass cut her foot. The man ignored it and scolded her. Her best friend couldn't stand it and pointed out the truth. The man threatened to cancel the engagement in return. The woman said that engagement was originally between you and my sister. When the CEO heard she was being bullied, he immediately took out more than a dozen properties and had his assistant transfer them to her as premarital assets. The next day the woman and her best friend came to the art gallery. As fate would have it, they ran into the sister. All the paintings she liked were snatched up by the sister. In the end, she simply pointed at all the paintings, and they were all bought by the sister. The best friend was so angry she was hopping mad, but she laughed and revealed this gallery was a wedding gift from the CEO. She was the real boss. The best friend immediately gave her a big thumbs up. At the banquet she played the piano for entertainment. The sister played a trick again and injured her hand with the piano lid. Seeing the fiancé appear, the sister had the security guard cover her mouth. The man only glanced at her and then left. Fortunately, the CEO arrived in time to send her to the hospital. After investigating, it was discovered that it was all the sister's doing. The CEO was furious.